I just want to say one thing as far as a comment that, you know, we're in a sterile environment here, just so you know that the whole 24/7 thing, it's not going to have an impact on the sheriff, it's not going to have an impact on the deputies as much as a small one, but the biggest impact is on the people right now. Right now, as we stand today, when you dial 911, there's nobody to go to your house, okay? There's a lady that sat with her husband's dead body up on Narrows Trail for an hour, unnecessarily. We can do better than that. You can do better than that. Kids sit and watch their mom tear the house apart. The domestic that Spooner PD went to, okay, they're taking care of our work. They shouldn't have to do that. We can do better than that. You can do better than that. We're in an urgent situation. Is it an emergency? I submit that when people dial 911 and cannot get an officer to come to their house, we are in a state of emergency. That's where we are today. Now, obviously, the sheriff's going to have to adjust and make that go away. That's not acceptable to leave the public out there right now dialing 911 and not having a response to their house. So that's where we are today. What is the danger in taking this to the county board? You know, there was a discussion about reducing the size of the county board. One of the arguments against that was so that every district had representation. What's the danger of every district weighing in on this issue right now? I mean, let every county board member that sits in this room vote on this situation and decide when we dial 911, should there be a deputy or not?
Right. 2 years ago, you and I were butting heads about filling the sheriff's position again, right? We ended up filling that position with money from forestry, and we ended up filling that money with balances of County Transit money or some other $17,000. So there was a balance. So, okay, doesn't matter. So we got through that. We voted for it. That was 2 years ago. And we said that we would keep that position. If Terry could find the money to fund that position the following year. Apparently that happened. Is that correct? Is that correct? Because it never came back. Never came back to the county board to vote on it. Yeah. So that possibility still stands there. I mean, when we're talking about money and filling positions, I mean, that's how it got filled. That's how it remained, because that was when we talked about it and we voted for it. We voted to use forestry money to backfill that for 1 year until the next budget cycle.
I think that's kind of the point that
that's what I'm trying to make.
But
give me an opportunity.
Is it okay? Is it a possibility? I mean, you're going to be digging up what is it, 70? Well, minimum.
I can't remember exactly how it went down. Yes.
We had it in the budget, and then county board or some committee pulled it out.
Yep.
So we reassigned the funding, and then at county board it came back, and it was like, you know, at that meeting we had to do something, so we just did the easy thing. We took money from forestry, and we had a little bit of money from an aging thing that they were turning back.
Any more discussion on that? Yes, Ms. Sather.
I believe this is taxpayers' money that's being used for public safety. So it's, when we talk about forestry money, this is county money, not a department's money. This is full county money, and taxpayers' money. We have to keep that in mind also. I think it should go to full county money.
Motion for this on the county board?
Yes, I would.
Is there a second? Motion made second. Any more discussion?
What exactly is going?
What is the motion?
Which
that we have the issue of filling the position, or the
position?
the deputy
Position
that was currently budgeted for filling the currently budgeted position for deputy. Yeah, November 2011. To discussion slash action.
You second it, Mr. Flynn?
Question?
Questions? Go ahead.
The only question I have is, and this is not directed to the sheriff's department, any other department that we have. So, every time somebody doesn't agree with filling a position, we're gonna go to council. I mean, if it's a
I
contentious.
believe that it should, just like when you don't agree with another committee, when a county board
That's all.
supervisor, it always goes to county board. So why, because it's a department, it's contentious, should it not allow you to go?
So get rid of personnel.
You can get rid of personnel if you want, that's a choice that you make, but what it really comes down to is one thing that was said earlier, it's a priority. The position doesn't, it is budgeted, but it's a priority. What is the county board's priority? Is it that you want 24/7 coverage or not? That's what the decision really is ultimately. Ultimately, it's a 24/7 coverage decision.
No, this is about the publicly debated, hotly debated position that you got everybody disagreeing on how it should be handled. We got a group that's just
Any other discussion? Go ahead.
No, this is, I can kind of understand, you know, the argument to send it to the county board. I don't agree with it because to me it's changing the policy and procedures that we've been following for years. And this is something that the public is gonna have to understand going forward. There are hard decisions that are gonna have to be made. You know, they are not, going into the future, I can assure you that they are not gonna get the same services from every department that they have in the past, because we can't afford it. The taxpayers just voted down the school, wanting to exceed their, spending. The taxpayers have hit the limit. There is no more money. The population just went down in Washburn County. You know, there's no way that we can not increase taxes and maintain the same services for everyone that we currently are. And I don't think, you know, the taxpayers all say they don't want to pay more taxes, and there is kind of a misconception that they still do want to receive all the services, and that has got to change. How we change that, I don't know.
I agree with Clay, these are hard times and hard decisions are gonna have to be made. But I also think that the taxpayers expect us not to make these decisions willy-nilly, or just because we think it's that department's turn. They have to be prioritized and made in a responsible fashion.
Any other? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you to everybody. Next here is number 9.